Hararme Pita Gauri Mata, Svadesha Bhuvana Trayam. The Universal Father Shiva is our Father. The Universal Mother Gauri is our Mother. She is the causal matrix, and this universe is our homeland. This spiritual cult is the only cult. Others are not cult. They are mere dogma. If the cult is proper, if it is called in the true spirit of the term, it creates a sort of subtlety in one's mental flow. Under such circumstances, we receive necessary help from positive microvita. This help that we receive by dint of our spiritual practices is composed of 8 occult powers. These powers are known as occult because they are acquired through cult. But while acquiring these occult or so-called miraculous powers, we cannot do anything without the help of positive microvita. These occult powers are anima, lagima, mahima, ishitva, varshitva, prakamya, prapti, atarya, mitva. The entity who is endowed with all of them is known as Ishvara. Anima means converting one's psychic existence into a small point and then transforming it into a minimum entity. One may understand anything by entering into each and every physical particle and becoming one with the different waves of expression and emanation, by dancing with the wavelengths of objects or ideas. Unless and until one's very psychic existence is converted into a point, one cannot move or dance according to the wavelengths of objects or ideas. This occult power acquired through positive microvita is called anima. Lagima. Lagima means makes the mind light, free from the bondages of so many liabilities. This carefree mind, freed from the fetters of materialistic bondages, can understand and think properly. So, by dint of this occult power, one may understand any idea, subtle or crude, in the abstract realm. Unless you understand how much pain and sorrow is accumulated in others' minds, how many tears well up in their eyes, you cannot alleviate their sorrows and sufferings. Through Lagima, you can acquire this particular power to study others' minds. The third one is Mahima, or expansion of mind. With the help of positive microvita, mind can be expanded. The radius of the mind may cover the entire universe, and we may have ideas about different subjects, even without reading books and literature. And in this way too, we may feel our oneness with the varied entities of this universe. Unity in variety, unity in diversity. By associating our benevolent thoughts with each and every entity, we will contribute to universal progress and prosperity. Ishitva enables the spiritual aspirant to guide other minds who suffer from different psychic ailments. So many people in this world are crying in pain and agony. So many miseries and afflictions have paralyzed human beings physically and mentally, in leading this afflicted humanity to their physical progress and psychic well-being. This occult power of Ishitva will help you tremendously. It can be achieved through positive microvita, which is in turn acquired through the regular practice of cult. By sitting idle and crying constantly, one cannot achieve this. Vashvitva helps a person to bring defective ideas, or people goaded by defective ideas, onto the path of supreme greatness. If people are to be guided towards their definite progress, they will first have to be brought under one's control. If such people work haphazardly and do not follow the right path, they cannot be expected to reach the state of welfare. So if you really want to help people, you will have to bring them under control and then direct them along the right path to their goal. If people are to be guided towards their definite progress, they will first have to be brought under one's control. If such people work haphazardly and do not follow the right path, they cannot be expected to reach the state of welfare. So if you really want to help people, you will have to bring them under control and then direct them along the right path to their goal. This occult power can be achieved through positive microvita. Prakamya, or the right mode of thinking aimed at promoting universal welfare, brings light to the entire universe. Through this occult power, spiritual aspirants acquire what is needed to serve the entire world. Prakamya, or the right mode of thinking aimed at promoting universal welfare, brings light to the entire universe. Through this occult power, spiritual aspirants acquire what is needed to serve the entire world. Prapti means helping oneself and helping the souls of so many people to acquire and be benefited by the grace of the Supreme. And the eighth one is Antarya Mitva, to be able to enter within the ectoplasmic or endoplasmic structure of others, and thereby to know the pains and pleasures, the hopes, aspirations, and longings of others, to guide them properly. It is somewhat like the transmigration of souls. Regarding this eighth occult power, spiritual cult alone will not suffice. It requires the special grace of Parama Purusha. There is yet another occult power, the power of omniscience, to be all-knowing. This power of omniscience cannot be achieved only through the practice of cult, nor with the help of positive microvita. One must reach the height of devotion and achieve the grace of the Supreme. Otherwise, even if people dash their heads against a wall, they still cannot acquire omniscience with the help of positive microvita. And above all occult powers is the supreme knowledge, ensconcement in Parama Purusha. This is not only a sort of omniscience, rather it elevates the aspirant to be one with the supreme cognitive faculty. And above all occult powers is the supreme knowledge, ensconcement in Parama Purusha. This is not only a sort of omniscience, rather it elevates the aspirant to be one with the supreme cognitive faculty. Of course, those who are already endowed with devotion will automatically acquire this power. Bhakti Bhagavato Seva, Bhakti Prema Svarupini, Bhakti Rananda Rupasha, Bhakti Bhaktasya Jivanam. Devotion means service unto the Lord. Devotion is of the nature of selfless love. Devotion is bliss incarnate. Devotion is the very life of the devotee. Devotion means working in the service of the Supreme according to His satisfaction. Without devotion, one's mind cannot rise beyond the pituitary gland. If one wants to take the mind beyond that, one needs devotion. So the supreme spiritual progress of microcosms is never possible without devotion. If you have devotion, you can call Parama Purusha to you. He will certainly come to you. Rather, he must come to you. For this, you may or may not have anything else, but if you have devotion, you have everything. By dint of that, one attains Parama Purusha, one becomes identified with him. This is the summum bonum of human life. Regarding prema or selfless love, it is said, Samyang masrinito shanto mamatvati shaya unikitaha bhavasya eva sandratma buddhaye prema nigadyate. The attitude which makes the mind smooth and placid and radiant with the deepest love for the Lord is called bhava. Wise people call this prema or divine love. Prema is the attraction for Parama Purusha, overcoming the attraction for all other finite objects. Those who are endowed with such divine love are bound to receive the grace of Parama Purusha. They need not worry about it. If they practice the spiritual cult regularly, positive microvita are sure to help them. Those who arouse devotion through action and knowledge are certain to attain the grace of Parama Purusha. This grace need not be huge in quantity. Even a wee bit of it will be enough. Mahat kripaya eva bhagavat kripa ishadva. One can attain the supreme stance by the blessing of the exalted ones, as well as a wee bit of macrocosmic grace. Only such people, endowed with the grace of the Supreme, are in the best position to render maximum service to this universe. While practicing spiritual cult, it should be remembered that spiritual aspirants must not practice in order to acquire these occult powers. The goal of spiritual practice is to realize the Supreme Entity. To search for any other thing is wrong. Occult powers are just like the dust on the roadside. The attraction for Paramapurusha is the most valuable object. All else is only the dust of the earth. Hence the spiritual aspirant must not run after these inconsequential occult powers, although while practicing spiritual cult, they may develop. You must not forget that all your achievements must maintain adjustment with the main propensities of the mind, and in the process of adjustment, all these 8 types of occult powers present themselves to the spiritual aspirant. Sadhana starts in the plane of physicality and moves towards the physical-psychic plane. This first phase of sadhana is performed by the doer eye. Then from the physical-psychic plane to the pure psychic plane, and from the pure psychic plane to the psycho-spiritual plane. This portion of sadhana is done by the knower eye. In the final stage of sadhana, the pure spiritual phase, none of these can help the spiritual aspirant. Even positive and negative microvita cannot function above the psycho-spiritual level. Beyond the pituitary gland, no vibration is of any help. In such circumstances, finally you will have to depend on the grace of the Supreme and nothing else. One is obliged to declare Brahma Kripa hi kevalam, that is, the grace of Paramapurusha is everything. Everything in this universe is created, everything survives, and everything ultimately dissolves in and through him. Regarding this Supreme Entity, the scriptures say, Yato Vishvam Samurutam Yena Yata Insha Tishyati Yashmin Sarvani Yanta Jnanayam Tad Brahma Lakshanash. Out of the grace of the Supreme, the universe has emerged. Due to His grace, the entire preserves in the universe. Out of the grace of the Supreme, the universe has emerged. Due to His grace, the universe preserves its existence, and because of His grace, everything will finally dissolve in Him. So, the final world in the realm of spirituality is the supreme grace of Paramapurusha. Intelligent people will understand this supreme truth and move accordingly. It is true not only in the physical level, nor in the physical-psychic level, nor in the psychic, nor in the psycho-spiritual level, but in all levels. Finally, whatever you say or think, everything is finally embedded in the grace of Paramapurusha. The sooner this fundamental truth is realized, the better it will be for all. DMC Discourse, 4th of June 1989, Ananda Nagar. Enough discourse. This is called. The chapter is called Cult, Inference and Propensity, from the book Microvitum in a Nutshell by Shrii Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar.